Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Witches of the Moon. My name is Dia, aka OrioOasis.com, and this week we are talking about witches and the afterlife. So, okay, there has been documentation. That's what I'm looking for. Um, of reincarnation throughout. So for me, I can't deny reincarnation simply because we have documentation of it. And the most recent documentation for me that I have didn't come from a study or something. It came from one of my friends, Goddess Jade, who does sacred womb healing. She had her granddaughter, and her granddaughter just went off. Her granddaughter maybe like, I think she's like 3 or 4 now. Either way, this little bundle of beautiful joy went off on a tangent talking about how at one time Jade was the child and she was the mom, and at one time she was bigger and Jade was smaller, and how at one time the relationship dynamic, of course, this wasn't the little girl's exact words, but I'm summing it up. The relationship dynamic was different where Jade was the grandmother and she was the granddaughter. So I think that is so cool, to even know somebody who has that type of experience with a younger person. There's also been, now this is documentation of a little kid. I forgot where he was from, but I believe he said he was in one of the wars. Like, I forgot what the war was, but what happened was he was as he got older, he was drawing pictures, and he started talking about fighter airplanes and how the airplanes was, and he knew nothing of this. No one showed him this, no one told him this, anything. He just off on his own started drawing these pictures, and then he also started saying exactly where he died at. So as this broke news broke headways, someone decided to take it upon themselves to put him in a plane and fly him over the area of where he said he died at. Well, this little boy got in the airplane. When they got directly over the area of where he said he had died at, he said right here, and the little boy broke down crying, like seriously broke down crying. Okay, so so another documentation of this is there are certain tribes, and there are certain tribes in Africa where what they do is, I think they do it for the people who they no, wait, I'm mixing up two different tribes. Okay, one does it so if someone lived a bad life or did bad things, they'll know when that person comes back in the world. And the other one does it to mark certain ancestors, so they'll know when the ancestors come back in the world. So what they'll do is they'll mark the person right before they die or when they're dying, and if that person comes back with that birthmark, they know that is the soul reincarnated. Now there is another belief that wherever your birthmark is wherever your birthmark is how you died in your last incarnation. That I'm going to have to agree with, definitely, because I have a birthmark on my neck. Now, this mark, was looked at, people thought it was part of my eczema. It's not. It just became a mark over time. And when I was a little baby, I didn't have it. This mark came around my neck I guess around the time I was 20 or something. And but between like 21 and 23, the mark just came and it grew to a certain point, and it's just there. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a mark. However, that's around the same time where I stopped wearing things around my neck. I'm still working on it with wearing things around my neck. Okay. Many people don't know this. I've had a beautiful person named by the name of Marianne Moore do a reading for me years back, and she said one of the ways I got killed in the past life was through strangulation, and another one was through being literally stabbed in the back, like literally with a knife. So with that, I cannot deny reincarnation. Now, what happens between this life and being reincarnated to the next life? I don't know. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes, I've worked with them. Or you can call it ghosts, you can call it residual energy, whatever name you give for it. I do know there's some type of energy in between this life and the next life because I have worked with ghosts, I have seen ghosts, I have talked to them. So I can only go by my experience when it comes to the pagan community, which is in the afterlife. Now, outside of that, I personally don't give it too much thought. I like to stay on this side of life while I'm on this side of life in this reincarnation. So I pretty much don't give it too much thought outside of that. Um, yeah, so as far as my take on the afterlife, I believe we do get reincarnated. I do know there is a such thing as ghosts. I do know that they can take energy from what we give them and use that to do stuff. Um, I do know that my ancestors, and not necessarily my ancestors, just people, whether they were related to me by blood or not, or maybe they was raised to me by blood in a different lifetime, I don't know. But I do know they like to contact me in my dreams. It's easier for them to talk to me, to say what they want to say, as opposed to having to build up enough energy to manifest in front of my face or to make something move or do something to get my attention. It's much more easier for them to talk to me in my dreams. So as far as the afterlife, is there one? Yes. Have any spirit actually told me in detail what it's like? No. Have I been able to work with them? Yes. Do I know that you can give them offerings? They take those offerings and use that to do stuff? Yes. Is there reincarnation? I believe in it. I've seen the documents. I have way too, for me, in my experience, I have way too much proof not to believe in it. So that's the best I could say about that. Other than that, I like to stay focused on this side of life. We'll get to the afterlife soon enough. All of us is going to go there someday. So instead of focus on that, I want to enjoy the here and now. So that's my take on that. You guys, don't forget to watch everybody's videos. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Peace.